So hello and welcome, and in this video we are going to see the feature that is very useful in Visual Studio Code but is very lessly used. So here I have Visual Studio Code open, and basically what we are going to see is user snippets. And what are user snippets? They are just your custom defined snippets. Now for example, I'm just going to open up my JavaScript file here. Let me just zoom in. So let's say you want to generate a function, right? So in JavaScript, if you just write function, and then you will get this little other snippet. So basically if I click this, it will generate a function. Okay, so this is nothing but a snippet. So what we are going to do is we are just going to implement this, and we are going to just create snippets of our own. So how do you do that? Well, very first of all, you can just go into this cog icon and then just go to user snippets, and then whichever language you want. Okay, I'm just going to choose JavaScript because I work with JavaScript a lot, so I'm just gonna say JavaScript. You can choose any language you want. Okay, and then it will open up the JSON file of that language. Now you don't have to worry about seeing all of this stuff. These are just comments, and it's just about what you have, what you can do here. So very first of all, you have an example that's very nice. So within this example, as you can see, we have an example with the print to console. So that means we have a console.log example. So what I'm going to do is just select all of that, and then I'm going to press the shortcut key to uncomment something, and that is control/. Okay, and control/ actually uncomment stuff, and then also comment stuff. It actually toggles. So what we're going to do is, now as you can see, we have this example, right? So after actually uncommenting this code, this thing will work. Okay, so after saving this file, I've saved this file. So now you can see, if we open up our, I'm using Control P, the shortcut to open up files. So if I open up app.js, this is JavaScript file, right? So let's go below, and if we take a look at the shortcut that we created, as you can see, the prefix. Okay, so the prefix actually is this CLG, and the body will be the actual code that will be executed, and then you will have a description that you want. Okay, so let's try CLG here, and as you can see, we have something here, and as you can see, if I click it, you get all of the details, right? And if I click this shortcut, it will generate a console.log with backticks. So what I did here actually is I created the prefix, okay, and then I name it anything that I want. Then I have the body, which is the actual code, so that is console.log, and then you have the backticks right here, and then inside the backticks you have $1, and $1 actually means that your cursor will be inside of that. Wherever you place $1, your cursor will be at that place, and then you will have description. So let's create something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna add a comma, and now I'm just gonna add one more thing, that is, if I want to generate a constant, right, in JavaScript, so I'm gonna name it CNST, and in this case, generate a constant, right? And then I'm just gonna do this, so it will be equal to an object, and then I'm just gonna do something like that, and then double quotes, you will have prefix, and the prefix will be, why do we have this? Okay, so the prefix will be CNST, and that will basically generate the constant. Then we will have the body, and the body will be nothing but, it can be a string, but it can be an array. So if you have some more lines, it will be an array. So let's make it a string. So it will be nothing but const, and then I'm just gonna say $1 is equal to $2, and then a semicolon. So $1 is where your cursor will first land, and then $2 is where your cursor will land secondly. So let's hit save, and let's go to app.js. Let's remove this console.log, and the shortcut was CNST, and as you can see, I get it generate a constant. It's a user snippet, and this is the thing. So let's click on it, and as you can see, I can put the name here and then the value here. So that's nice, right? So we did that, but if we try cnst, that actually doesn't show anything like a name of, something that should be shown, okay, so that you get what to write here. So in that case, what we'll do is we'll go back, and right here I can use, instead of 1, I can just use curly braces and then say 1 colon and then whatever I want. So I'm just going to say name, and then let's save and let's take a look. If I now try cnst, that will actually highlight the name, okay. So you have to write here the name, and if I write anything, it will replace the name, okay. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and do the same for this value. So I'm just going to say 2 colon value. So you will have the name here and you will have the value here. Let's make this console.log also one liner, so that it does not acquire so many lines, okay. And then we have to add a comma. So we have the two things. Now I'm just gonna copy and paste others. So I'm just gonna duplicate this with Alt Shift down area. As you can see the shortcut, I'm just gonna add a comma, and then it's going to be generate a variable. So let's generate a variable. This is going to be lt, and then let, as simple as that, very simple. And then let's check it out, lt let name and value, right? Okay, so we did the let thing, and then let's do this again. This time let's do something different, and we are going to create a function. So generate a function, okay, and the prefix will be fnc, which is shorter. And now in this case we are going to use an array of strings, okay, not just strings. So let's do this, and then the first will be the function. So function, and then we are going to use the name of the function. So as we saw, 1 colon name, and then you'll use this, and then 2 colon what do we have? It's the arguments. So args, if we have args, okay, this is just one string, but we want others also. So you can just add a comma, and then actually let's go back to this string. Let's add opening curly brace and then a closing curly brace, and then between both of these strings let's add one more, which will be nothing but the $3. Let's add a comma. So if you now take a look, if we save it and let's take a look, so now I can just say, I can just use the what do we have, fnc, right? So if I try fnc and if I hit tab or enter, as you can see we have this generated. But if I just press tab and then tab, here we have the cursor right there, but we want indentation, right? We want the indentation here. How do we get that? Well, you can just use a \n, I guess. Let's see, let's just try it out. I am also not sure. So fnc, and nope. Yeah, so for actually tabs you use \t, and then let's remove this, and then let's go ahead and generate another function. And as you can see we have the tab here. That's nice, simple. So that's our function, and let's quickly do a little more, that is generate an arrow function. So now in this case this is going to be an object with the prefix of nothing but arrfnc. That's, you can name it anything you want. And then we'll have a body, and then let's not make it an array. So in this case this is going to be a constant, right? So I'm just going to say const, and then the name, so that will be one name, is equal to an arrow function just like that, and this here will be the cursor number 2, that is args 2 args, and then right here we'll put the cursor number 3, so $3. And I think that's it. Let's go back and let's generate an arrow function arrfnc, and there we go, it's done. I mean, if we hit tab and then hit tab, so we are back here, and then we can press enter and then use this function. That's amazing, right? Isn't it? So you can just use your own, I mean, we can just remove this. Okay, we can just remove these curly braces because it's not important we'll have the curly braces every single time. So now if I just say arrfnc, you will see we have this stuff, and then I can add curly braces or these brackets, whatever I want. So that's nice. Okay, if you find this video helpful, please share it, and then like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel, and comment down if you have any questions or doubts or suggestions. Finally, thanks for watching.